Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to all of us on this wonderful Shabbat evening. Our opening song is going to be Lecha Dodi. You can find that on page 138. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nechavela. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nechavela, la, la. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nechavela. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nechavela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, ish li'anu el ha'meyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'liti la la la, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nechavela. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nechavela.
Shabbat Shalom. I am so pleased to be joining you for our service this evening, an evening full of simchas, full of joyous moments. I am, of course, as ever, pleased to be joined on the pulpit this evening by Rabbi Bernholtz, as well as Cantor Canizaro and Mary, who's leading us in song. And I am joined as well by Roz Miller, our pulpit guest, representative of the board, and of course, our very special guest, Justin Godnier, who is here with his family celebrating becoming a bar mitzvah this Shabbat. Before the service begins, this would be a good time to make sure that any electronic devices are switched off or silent. I already checked mine, it's okay. If you have any young kids that have trouble making it through the entire service, you can remember that they can hear, and you can hear, the entire service from the Schimberg Grand Foyer where you came in. And in acknowledgement of the sacred space, we don't allow photography during the service. At this time, I would like to welcome up again, in honor of his becoming a bar mitzvah, Justin Godinier, to lead us, along with his family, Robin, John, and Jordan, as they together lead us in the blessing over the candles and the Kiddush.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat. Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. Sorry. Move over. Sorry. Start again. Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, thank you, so may we be our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of all the generations of Israel who have kindled light. So may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu l'haligner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Kiddush on page 123.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Take
Take off the lid.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho v'yahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom techilah l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki banu lacharta, yotanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat koshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon, hinzaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. Thank you. And as they return to their seats, I welcome Rabbi Bernholtz
Because
for
we
our
have-
next simcha.
We have a lot of simchas tonight. And I am delighted in just a moment to read for the first time from this pulpit the names of 3 children, all of whom are going to be blessed tonight and receive their Hebrew names. In my 30 years, which here, and in actually my 45 in the rabbinate, this is the first time I've ever blessed triplets. And of course, triplets is 3. And as they pointed out, this is the 30th anniversary of my coming here. Swan, the temple, is on 3303 Swan Avenue. And what's your address? 3031 on the street on which we live. There are no coincidences. This was meant to be. And so, we call Abraham Adolio Rose, Bradley Chester Rose, and Cosette Evora Rose to bring their parents to the pulpit, Liz and David, and we call on their entire extended family and godparents to come and stand behind them. And we're going to bring you over here to this side. This is going to take a little doing, so we ask for your patience. If you had not noticed, their names, because they originally were labeled A, B, and C. And so we've got Abraham, Bradley, and Cosette. And the boys went through a little operation this morning, and so they're just a little bit on the cranky side. Liz and David, this is a very special moment, not only for me, but I know for you as well. And, there you go. That's why we have grandmothers. There we go. This is a special moment for all of us, and one that we're going to remember for a long, long time. And as we name all three of them, we are reminded of the great blessing that they are for you and for your family. We never take a new life that comes into the world for granted. We always say thank you to God. And so it's appropriate, both in saying thank you to God, that at the same time we say thank you for enabling us to reach this special moment as we sing, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lahazman hazeh. Amen. And we say, O God, source of all life, we thank you for the countless blessings you have given us. We thank you especially for the sacred joy and privilege of parenthood, which adds profound meaning and purpose to our existence. Grateful for your new life, Liz and David have come into your sanctuary to thank you and to ask the guidance in their upbringing of their two sons and daughter. Grant to these parents wisdom, patience, and devotion, that they may raise their children to live in accordance with your Torah. In this synagogue, and in the presence of this holy congregation, we now give them their Hebrew names, one at a time. First of all, I believe this is Abraham. Bradley. So, Abraham. Yeah. We give him the Hebrew name of Abraham Adelia Rose and the Hebrew name of Avram ben Zalman ve'Elisheva. We hope that he bears this name with the same courage and leadership that Abraham did in his day, and that he will come to love people and lead them as the two of you always do. So we're going to give one set to one grandfather here. Number 2, Bradley. Bradley, we give you the Hebrew name of Bradley Chester Rose and the Hebrew name of Baruch ben Zalman ve'Elisheva. And I know when you were in the womb, we weren't quite sure if you were going to make it. Obviously you did. And so they gave you the name Baruch, which means blessing. And because you were sustained and came out as such a beautiful young man, you will truly bear the name Baruch as a blessing for all who know you. We're going to give you that one. And now, little Cosette. Cosette, we give you the Hebrew name of Cosette Evora Rose. And your Hebrew name is Rachel bat Zalman ve'Elisheva. And of course, Rachel was one of our great matriarchs. She led our people, and she did it with strength and dignity and sensitivity. And we know that you, together with your brothers, will continue to take the wonderful qualities of your parents, of loving kindness, of warmth, of affability, and their natural way of reaching out to people and making them all feel good about themselves, that this will be your blessing as well. So we have another grandparent here. And so, as we now prepare to bless them, we have a talit. And so, in Cantor, if you'll come over, and Rabbi, I think we need 3 clergy to accomplish this. Okay. And wrap the talit. Let's see if we can wrap it around them from this side. And it's our hope that they will share this talit 13 years from now at their bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah. The year 2030. 2030. Okay. June 1st. There you go. I might be busy. Okay. Let's bring it down so that we can see. There we go. We got it around the back. So here we go.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God lift his countenance upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
We pray that God will watch over all 3 of you, that God will be with you as you develop your individual personalities, and that Mom and Dad will be there with you, celebrating and sustaining you, helping you to become your own people. And as you do, we hope that all of you will be blessed with inner peace. As together, all of us say, Amen. Notice it took Cantor singing to finally put him on.
No, I think it was just something.
Now, if you'll stay right there, I'm going to walk right around here. As all of you know, whenever we have a happy moment on the Schaarai Zedek pulpit, we always give you our sweet Schaarai Zedek bracelets. And so, we'll use grandparents again. You'll want to put this in their formula or however you distribute it. So, 1, 2, 3. And of course, we want them all to be scholars in our Amy Gail Buckman Schaarai Zedek preschool. We were hoping for quintuplets as our first preschool basketball team. It didn't quite work. So we think these will fit them for a few weeks. There you go. Mazel tov to all.
Mazel tov to David and Liz, and of course to Abraham, Bradley, and Cosette. I'm reading now at the bottom of page 127. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in the darkness, for Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Page 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועמד יברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה.
ברכו.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו
Amen. We rise now and turn to the ark and turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu. I'm reading now on page 150. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Page 152 and 3.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam, Le'olam Vahed.
Please be seated as we turn to page 154 for the V'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצלך, היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאותה ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We read together in the middle of the page. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments, and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem Emet. I'm reading now at the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands and marching together. Page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה ולה, נורא תהילות עושה ולה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי אנו ויאמרו, זה אלי אנו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה ולה, נורא תהילות עושה ולה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי בדע אדוני את יעקב ועלו מיד חזק בימינו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. the middle of page 161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us the shelter of your peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeh sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 162. We read together in the middle of the page. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue now with the tefillah beginning on page 164 and continuing on even-numbered pages through 168. Please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Hasei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל.
Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. I'm reading at the top of page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, bashalom.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atah melech Adon lecho hashalom. Ki atah melech Adon lecho hashalom. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We pause at this point in our service to take a moment and say a prayer for all of those who are in need of healing. Saving this page to return to, we turn forward to page 371 for the Misha Berach prayer. As we take into our hearts all of those in our circle of concern in need of healing, of body, mind, or spirit, all of those who care for loved ones who are ill. And we also think of those who serve in our armed forces, protecting us here and around the world, and their families who sometimes miss them very much. The Misha Berach again is on page 371. Misha Berach Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, Hu Yevarech et HaCholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yamale Rachamim Alehem, Lehachalimam ulerapotam ulehachazikam, Vayishlach lahem mehera refuah shlema min hashamayim, refuat hanefesh urufat haguf, hashta b'agala uvizman kariv, v'nomar Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May the a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We continue now in silent prayer and meditation. You may turn back to pages 180 and 181 with words to guide you, or you may pray with the words written upon your own heart.
Say shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen.
And we go from new life to longevity, as is my pleasure now to call to the pulpit Linda and Walter Wolf, who are celebrating tonight their 10th wedding anniversary. And I think it's great that you've chosen to celebrate it with us in this sacred space. They come to the pulpit at this time. Mazel tov to both of you. What a beautiful moment this is. And I know that as I follow your constant narrative through life, because one or the other of you is always keeping us informed about who's taking care of the other, I can say that this has been an incredible adventure for the 10 years. And out of loss for each of you, you found each other. And in finding each other, both of you found a new treasure. And to watch the two of you so in love is an inspiration. You're there for each other. You enjoy seeing the world through each other's eyes. And perhaps most of all, your families enjoy celebrating with you. We thank God for this 10 years, as once again we sing the Shehecheyanu prayer.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu, v'kiyamanu, v'higiyanu, lazman hazeh. Amen.
Blessed are you, O Lord our God, sovereign of the universe, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this very special moment. Walter, you're one of the wisest people I know, one of the fairest and one of the nicest. You're there for everyone, and it's your spirit and it's your support that makes all the difference in the world. And your smile and your brilliance is the perfect match with Walter's spicy being. You keep him under control at times, and other times you thrive over his very special way. And so we ask God to continue to bless this union as we say, Eternal God, in the fullness of this day's joy, we turn our hearts in praise and gratitude to you. We thank you for your favor, which has preserved and sustained both Linda and Walter and permitted them to reach this hour. In the midst of all their friends and loved ones, they look back in reverent and grateful reminiscence upon the span of years since they, 10 years ago, pledged their hearts to each other. Many and varied have been the experiences since that hour. Many have been the mingled occasions of victory and defeat, of fulfillment and disappointment. We thank you for the joys unnumbered with which you have sweetened their lives, and we praise you that with your help they have survived their trials. As you have blessed them in the past, so continue to bless them in the years to come. May it be your will that these be years of health and contentment, of unclouded bliss in the circle of their family and loved ones, of righteous and loving service to those who are far and those who are near. And it is in this spirit then that we bless you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panavelecha v'chuneka, may God lift his countenance upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panavelecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God continue to show both of you a kindly face, continue to watch over you and give you many, many more years of happiness, of adventure, of learning, and of discovery. And most of all, continue to bless you with your close, close hearts with all that peace. Amen. Mazel tov. And give you a hug too. Now, don't go anywhere, because for every happy moment on the Schaarai Zedek pulpit, however, for blessings before weddings and wedding anniversaries, we give you only one box of raisins because we know you will share them in love. Mazel tov again. Thank you. Please do.
I've been a congregant since 1960, and I've been waiting for the day to get that box of raisins.
We make dreams come true. Okay. I must say something before my Devar Torah tonight. As I was getting ready to type it, my computer crashed. So I was not able to type it. And as most of you know, reading something for me, even typed, is not all that easy these days. So tonight, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do it in my handwriting, which I can't read. So that's why I didn't go to medical school. So at any rate, please bear with me. And number two, I just want to share with you that contained in this Devar Torah are two situations that I encounter in my rabbinate very, very often. And I thought I would share them with you because I think they're insights that are important for all of us, young and old. In this week's Torah portion called Yitro from Exodus, we learn that Moses goes up to Mount Sinai to receive the 10 Commandments from God. Among the 10 is one which says, "You shall honor your mother and your father." Later, in the book of Leviticus, where it says, "You shall respect your mother and your father," we learn the same thing, but with a little bit different twist. One says honor, one says respect. Jewish teaching holds that these verses point to two different tasks that a child owes to his or her parents. One is honoring, the other is respecting them. The Talmud is clear about what these duties refer to. Respect means The son should not stand or sit in his father's place. He should not contradict his father's opinions. And 3, when the father is involved in a controversy with someone else, the son should not decide who is right. Now, some rabbis argue that while a son may not contradict his father's opinion, he may respectfully argue his own, even if they are at variance with his father's. So already we see here a crack in the interpretation of a son's duty to respect. To respect. Room is given for the son's opinion as long as it is respectfully delivered. As for honoring parents, the rabbi said it means providing the parent with food and drink, providing the parent with clothes, and escorting a parent into and out of a room. What strikes me about this distinction between respect and honor is that respect is attitudinal, while honor involves doing and providing. A grown child must make sure that his elderly father is taken care of, at least if the child has the means to do so, says the rabbis. But respect is a different matter. Exceptions are allowed, and this opening into that interpretation means that a child does have the freedom to decide how and how much respect needs to be shown to his or her parents. Or to put it another way, if a grown child can afford to provide for his parents' care and they need it, he must do so. But the duty to respect allows leeway for a value judgment. I like to put it this way. Respect for parents is required to a point. Our parents take care of us as children, and until children reach a certain age, parents tend to have better judgment than their children. But respect for parents also has to be earned. Parents must respect children when caring for them. Parents are expected to set boundaries, but sensitivity, fairness, and kindness must be exercised in the protecting of these boundaries. I explain this because so often I encounter situations involving children and the elderly, as well as bar mitzvah aid parents. And we find recalcitrant children, and we find recalcitrant parents. Let me give you 2 examples. Sometimes parents want their children to have a bar bat mitzvah, but the child is reluctant. Some children are nervous about the service. Others are concerned about the social aspects. But a few just do not feel that the ceremony has meaning for them. The parents have dreamed about the ceremony for years. They ask the children to go through with it for them. I try to help bar and bat mitzvah candidates, the children, see this side of their parents' dream. I explain that this is a way of honoring their parents. Not all children, though, respond to this appeal. They want ceremonies to have meaning, and if bar and bat mitzvah does not have meaning for them, they want to be true to themselves. It is at this point that I ask parents to respect their children's integrity. When parents do that, their children's respect for them increases exponentially. I've even seen parent-child relationships grow in understanding, and on a few occasions have had these same children return later to have an adult bar or bat mitzvah. The other experience I encounter occurs when older parents cannot care for themselves and the grown children decide to or must step in. This is never an easy task. Adult children are concerned about their parents' welfare, and parents want to exercise their independence as long as possible. This situation becomes even more complicated when respect issues accumulate over the years. The generations don't get along, and bad memories intrude. Here, too, respect and honor come into play. The rabbis are clear that grown children must honor their parents by taking care of them, whether they respect them or not. But in such cases, respect in either direction cannot be ignored. Grown children should accept their parents' need for independence, and elderly parents need to respect their grown children's attempts to help them. And that doesn't always go easily. Once again, respect has to be earned. The magnificent song Cats in the Cradle says it all. Most of you, I think, remember it. Their lyrics paint the picture of a father who is too busy to spend time with his young son. The son craves his father's attention and acceptance. He keeps saying, "I want to be like you, Dad. I want to be like you." But then the child becomes a man, and the father enters his golden years. The father is lonely and wants his son to visit him more, but the grown son is too busy. In the end, the son says, "I guess I've become like you, Dad. I guess I've become like you." The Ten Commandments make honoring and respecting parents sound easy. The duty is presented as being on par with not stealing or murdering. We know from experience that this is just not true. They're not on the same par. Most can control their malevolent urges, but dancing the parent-child dance may be the most difficult of any to help to keep. When the prophet speaks about the hope of turning the hearts of children to the parents and the hearts of parents to the children, he makes it clear that this is one of the most difficult undertakings at both ends of the age spectrum. The honoring is a must and comes more naturally as the generations provide for each other. But respect takes work and understanding. And so tonight I say that it is my prayer that with effort and a little luck, all of us can find a way to make respecting come as naturally as the honoring. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. Amen. And now I call Roz to the pulpit for tonight's announcements.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would like to welcome all of our members, newcomers, and guests to the congregation Schaarai Zedek. We look forward to visiting with you during the Oneg Shabbat. Representatives of the board and past temple presidents are identifiable by the gold nameplates. At Congregation Schaarai Zedek, we pride ourselves on offering a wonderful variety of programs. Upcoming events have been listed on the back of your Shabbat program. Thank you to Steve and Ben Gerstein for ushering this evening. Also, a mazel tov to Walter and Linda on your 10th anniversary, to David and Elizabeth on the naming of your children, and most important as well, to Justin and your family for your simcha tomorrow and your bar mitzvah. Our clergy and staff are eager to greet visitors who are looking to learn more about our congregation. So immediately following services, clergy and staff will move into the Oneg Shabbat and stand at a membership table, and we would love for any visitors to stop by. We encourage congregants to introduce yourselves to guests you see at the table. Again, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Roz. And now we turn to page 586 on the bottom, continuing to the top of page 588 for the Aleinu, and I call upon Justin to join Cantor Canizaro and me as we go forward up to the pulpit for prayer.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu lo yeharatzot, velo samanu, kemishbechol the top of page 591.
May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Let us be seated. As we take a moment to think about all of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we begin with a reading on the bottom of page 593. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled. It burns, it glows. It's radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair. For we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and of life. As we remember at this time those who have recently been laid to rest, Melvin Tresser, Florence Shepard, Ann Thal, Dorothy Seiden, Elaine Newman, Bobby Block, Howard Margold, and Leora Lynn Sergey Murray. We also remember at this time those whose yahrzeits occur. Isidore Aronoff, Carlos Arizola, Harry Bass, Minna Bass, Sylvia Bernstein, Rosalind Case, Laura Samuel Cohn, Charles H. Dante, Richard Dworkin, Minnie Ebert, Dorothy Eversman, Murray Fabricant, Bella Federer, Joel Friedman, Dorothy Krugans Goldberg, Joseph Goldberg, Merle Michael Goldman, Sarah Goldman, Kate Berger Gross, Claire Grupp, Seymour Grupp, Murray Hammeroff, Louis Hellish, Amy Heyman, Daniel L. Heyman, Rose Horowitz, Florence Heimowitz, Albert Jacobson, Samuel E. Jacobson, Selma Cass, Elaine Kessler, Morris Kleinmetz, Norman Lazarus, Robert Leitman, Lawrence Alexander Lempert, Mildred Pallas Levinson, Leonard G. Levin, Samuel Mandelbaum, Bess Meltzer, Jean Keller Nelligan, Max Nyer, George Pegler, Alberta Pelichick, Lillian Pollock, Jacob Porton, Herbert Prentice, Daniel M. Rachelson Sr., Sippa Racine, Florence Rhodes, Daniel A. Rossin, Mildred Scharf, Max Shiner, Julian J. Schocken, Simon Schwartz, Arthur R. Simon, Sheldon Spielberg, Sophie Stokowski, Morris Tarnowski, Daisy Tots, Alexia Wax, Albert Weinberg, Harry Weinberg, Sylvia Weingarten, Abe Weiss, Sybil Weiss, Judy Weinberg Wiederman, Iris Weiner, Doris Wilson, Everett Wilson, Betty Wolf, Emma Wolf, Eric Wolf, Colonel Alan Zabar, and Ada Zimmerman. We remember these even as we remember all of our own loved ones who are no longer with us, who, though unmentioned, are always in our hearts, and for whom we now rise as together on page 598 we recite the Kaddish. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'alma divrach irutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman karib v'imeru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam v'lomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei D'Kudishah B'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Da'amiran b'alma v'imeru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'emeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'emeru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. And our closing song, Adon Olam, found on page 625.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'ed Nazav V'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nigra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Behu Hayom Behu Hoveh Behu Yiyeh B'tipara.
And now, as is our tradition, we're going to call Justin to this side of the pulpit.
I got it.
We're good. And we call everybody who is here, 18 years of old and under, to come forward. Justin is going to hold the call up. 18 and under.
There's some, I see them. We see you.
You say 18 months or 18 years?
18 months. Come on out and put a hand on the challah or on the shoulder of anybody holding the challah, just like that. There you go. And they're going to lead us.
Oh, wait, some more.
Oh, we got 3 of them. They're going to lead us in the Motzi, thanking God for the blessings and the food that is out there. Are there more coming?
Yeah, there's some more.
All right. Come on around here. There you go.
There's Sasha.
Where's Sasha?
There she is. She's making
Come on,
it.
Sasha. Sasha put wine at the
Sasha's
wrist
coming.
of others on her cousin's lips.
Ready? Here's Sasha.
There, putting his arm around her. I love it. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Teavo, go ahead and pull, and just pull off the knob like that. Go strength to our people, and with our help, build a world. Amen. Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, and a mazel tov to all of our celebrants today. Give you this one too.
Is that your first?
Second.
Every kid touched it, so I'm going from underneath.
Smart
Stay
man.
the side.
There you go.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, there were, I saw that. You did it fabulous. Better than I would have. I don't know. Good Shabbos. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
You said it exactly. Good Shabbos. Thank you for doing this for us. Many good days ahead. Oh, please. Yes, there you go.
She said, Robin said it was a kid's party. I just didn't feel willing to help. I would have been there. Then I'm coming.
Too funny.